Yeet.
Oh, shh. Oh.
Just went all lime green. Very
Yeah, man, where else
stylish.
would
I
I
like
go?
it. I'm shocked you didn't go with like orange rims and orange boom, to be honest with you.
Just trying to be professional. I don't think you need the lights.
Yes, massa. Wee. Wee. Ooh, we got a long way to go.
So, Brandon, let me ask you, with your painting, Did you use a roller or did you use a brush or
Brush.
Spray.
spray?
Just a brush. I might roll a
I don't know.
ceiling since there's nothing on it. But I
We
really
had
don't know.
such a variety of painting that we needed to do, so we had like urethane based, and then we had like water based for stuff, and like the worst by far is using the oil based paints. Because you can't just rinse it out in the sink. You could have like paint thinner and all that stuff. And did you prime beforehand, or did you just paint over it?
What do you mean?
Well, you can put a primer over,
No, we
or
didn't.
you can just paint over
We just did 2 coats of paint
of the
over.
paint.
Yeah, it has a nice color to it. I mean, it's not bleeding through or nothing, so.
You should have done Richard Petty blue.
I hate blue.
I actually have that as our guest bedroom color.
Richard Petty. Are you just gonna deck it out in 43?
No, that's where our aquarium is. I mean, I could. It's our guest bedroom.
Fit for a king
Slash, yeah.
of NASCAR.
Yep. Slash our eel sanctuary.
You want to talk about a famous person that is just real as you and me? That's Richard Petty. All the stories I've heard about that guy.
Well, I mean,
So-
there's a difference between like growing up in a civilized area and then being civilized and then getting famous because you already have, you know, like some idea of how things go on. But it's a different thing if you're like a total redneck and then you get famous and have to become civilized. Because he's just like, I don't give a shit about anything.
Richard Petty? He is like one of the nicest people you'll ever run into.
I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying, like, he's
Homeboy
also
still goes to Dollar Tree once a week.
well. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like he's not going to like the fanciest places to get like his food or anything like. Just continues to live his life as if nothing ever happened.
My uncle and his friend went down there. This was years back, and they stopped out in front of his shop. His house. I don't know if it's still that way, but his house used to be right across the street from the race shop. And he walked out checking mail while my uncle and his friend were out there taking pictures. Oh, come on in! I'll give you a tour of everything. He said that they took him. He walked him around for like an hour and a half, just taking them through the shop, letting them see the cars and everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a difference because Like, think about their ultimate net worth. It's like equivalent of a Hollywood movie star, right? But they'd be living in LA, and I guess pro athletes too. Like, they just have like security surrounding their place. So, like, you're never gonna get that. Oh shh! You're never gonna get that from a celebrity, or you just like walk past their house and they're like, "Hey, buddy, noticed you were looking in. Why don't you just take a tour?"
Step right up. Come on, man.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Like, what if you're walking past, like,
Taylor Swift's house. She's gonna just wrinkle her nose up and you're like, oh, peasants, get off my lawn.
well, yeah, I mean, they're not even going to be let within like a square mile of that house. It's like if you just like walk up to Lamar Jackson's house. Like, you don't think he's gonna have security outside?
Pretty sure he will. At least like a gated fence, a gated entrance.
Right. He's not gonna be like, yo, bro, come inside and like check out all my stuff.
There's a difference between him and Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, even though at the time he had like one of the highest paid contracts for a quarterback, and dude was still using public transportation and like getting nuggies from McDonald's.
Well, listen, regardless of your social status, I don't think you can just ever take away from the pleasure. Like, every once in a while, like, there's some times where I'm just like, I used to live right next to Wendy's. Like, you go outside of my apartment complex, and the only thing there was a 7-Eleven and a Wendy's. So I lived off that. There's some times where I'm just like, gotta have a Wendy's right now. I don't live next to one anymore.
Gotta get that frosty. The only time we're near Wendy's is if we go up to Dover. The one in Dover in Milford, they were supposed to be renovating it, remodeling everything, and then they just tore it all down. Now we're getting a Chipotle and a Wingstop where it used to be. Oh, but did you hear what's coming to Delaware?
Why would I hear what's coming to Delaware?
I don't know. I don't know if you saw what I posted.
Like,
we're getting
more
Timmy
LLCs?
H's.
I mean, damn.
We're getting Timmy H's. Tim Hortons. They're opening in Dover
You
with...
don't need to tell me what Timmy H is, my friend.
I'm just saying. Getting the Timmys. They got one opening. They're working on it now in Dover, and then they're
prepared for it.
opening 9 more across Delaware by 2030.
Are you prepared for it? Like, will you go to the one in Dover when it opens?
Probably. Try it once at least.
All right.
Like, what are they most known for? Coffee, right? I don't drink a lot of coffee, so...
Yeah, I know. But all right, so they have a waffle breakfast sandwich that is like way better than Dunk's. It's like you ever had what's the McDonald's breakfast sandwich that has like the maple syrup injected
McGriddle?
into it? McGriddle. So it's like a mix between like a McGriddle and then like your classic like waffle breakfast sandwich.
Sounds fancy.
It's like
Did you just
The
say
waffle.
sounds fancy?
the Belgian waffles as the sandwich pieces on either side. They're injected with maple syrup. It's so good. And the biggest problem is that you're not a coffee guy. Because you at least need to try a coffee there. Because I will fully admit that Timmy H coffee is much better than Dunk's coffee.
Is it better than Sheets? I know you don't have Sheets up there, but
I don't have Sheets, so I can't compare it to Sheets.
you never
I will
tried
say
it. You never
that
tried a Sheets in a state that has it.
I will
I've never
say
been
this:
to a
my
Sheetz.
go-to coffee when we used to drink coffee here at home was Dunk's.
seemed like I was gonna say like you seemed like a Folgers kind of guy or like a Maxwell House.
My dad was all aboard Maxwell House. We had so many blue kit because every time he finished, he never threw them away. He take them out
we
to
were
the
a
shed
red,
and he
we
had.
were a red tin can family.
Yep.
And then prior to that, I believe Folgers was green.
When they switched to plastic, I think his heart broke a little.
Because I remember my dad had like, and it used to be for Folgers, it used to take like 8 scoops of coffee to make like a single cup.
Best part of waking up is
But,
Folgers
yeah,
in your
my dad-
cup.
My dad was a Folgers guy for the longest time. So I never used to do coffee because, like in high school and stuff, I was just like, I did the energy drinks. And I'm actually like not affected by caffeine at all.
I actually never drunk a cup of coffee before. I know that's nothing new for me, but
What?
I never.
You've never had coffee in your life.
Nope. It's either tea, pop, milk, or water. That's all I ever drunk.
So wait, how would you know what Sheets coffee tastes like?
My parents always get it, and that's what they always drink versus anyone else's.
So you said that based off of your
I didn't
parents'
know
reaction.
if you ever had it before up there. I know you travel around this part of the
But
country.
so you don't even have a dog in this fight because you've never had coffee.
Okay, I take that back. My favorite coffee I ever drank was the Guy Fieri cinnamon roll K-cup coffee. That was pretty damn good.
Stop it. See, I don't really like my coffee to have like the sweetened flavors. I just kind of like a hint of flavor.
If I was drinking without flavoring, it was the Dunkin' K-cups.
Yeah, I mean that's tried and true. But Timmy, I'll tell you, Timmy H. If I had to pick between like Dunk's K-cups and Timmy H K-cups, I'll take Timmy H K-cups every day. And at my grocery store, it's like $3 cheaper for Timmy H. So good. It's so good. The concern I have for Timmy H coming into your neck of the woods, I actually have several concerns. One, why are they not coming into this area if they don't think
'Cause-
that they compete with Dunkin' Donuts.
You're in Dunk's territory up there.
You're in Dunk's territory across the entire eastern seaboard.
Yeah, but Massachusetts is like the Dunk stronghold.
I don't know.
So they're dipping their toe in the water, like, yeah, let's
See, if I had a choice, if there was a Dunks and Timmy H right next to each other, I would go to Timmy H. 1000%. Like, time after time after time. It is that far superior. But the problem that you're going to have, which is point number 2, is part of the reason why I like Timmy H so much is because they're super friendly. The first Timmy H I ever went to was when I was driving from Massachusetts to Detroit. And the fastest way to do that is to like go up to Buffalo and like cut through Canada and then come back in. And the first time I went, I was driving with my dad, and we had a boombox in the back seat. We were listening to a book on tape, or on a CD, because the car didn't have a CD player. And we stopped at a Timmy H, and I got a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And the people there were just so friendly.
Canadians.
I know. They were just like, oh, well, you make sure you have a good day, sir. I was like 16. It's like, oh,
He's like, you have a good day as well, ma'am.
thank you so much. I've never been told to have a good day. But even like going there last year, when we went out to Detroit for the Michigan game, we went to BH, and they're just like, looks like you have a whole family on board. Is there any chance you're heading to the Michigan game? And that's how they greeted us over the speaker. It's like, thank you so much for recognizing that. Yes, we are.
This fucking guy.
And then my dad ruined the experience for us. Because he was trying to show us like downtown Ann Arbor, and we left the stadium, and he was showing us where he lived, and we stopped at a Timmy H that was in like a weird part of town, and it looked like the Timmy H was closed. But then I looked it up, and I was like, no, it's open, it's open. So I went through the drive-through, and all the lights were off. We pulled up. The guy's like, can I help you? My dad's just like, are you working alone, or is there anyone with you? And I like hit my dad. I was like, don't fucking ask that kind of question. Because on the news that morning, they were talking about the Tim Hortons that were getting robbed by people. So I was just like, why would you ask him if he's working alone? Like, sounds like you're sizing him up for a robbery.
Maybe he was. Maybe he's the Timmy bandit.
That kid was like skeptical to come to the window. And it's like, yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, and you see In-N-Out's moving their headquarters from California to Tennessee.
Yeah, well, Tennessee has the best rates for corporation, like tax incentives. So they all try to move to Tennessee. and most of them fail. That's why you don't see a bunch of like global HQs in Tennessee. And it's because the incentives aren't for around the Nashville area. They're like around Knoxville and stuff, and nobody wants to live around Knoxville. So they don't.
Knoxville's pretty popular.
Nobody wants to live there.
There's a shit ton of people when I went down there. Of course, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area is going to be packed, but when we went to Knoxville, like, there was a ton of people. They got like 5 targets in Knoxville.
Oh, I don't know. I've just witnessed 2 publicly traded companies try to move their headquarters from the Northeast down to Tennessee, and both times it's failed completely. But Tennessee has one of the most attractive offers for corporations, like tax incentives and stuff. So it's interesting that all the companies look to go there, try to go there, and then don't stay there.
Here, let's see where we're at.
And I think it's because, like, well, twofold. One, local talent sucks.
Damn.
If we're talking about like a major business, like headquarters, you're not going to be getting like finance people and like CFOs and CEOs. Like, they're not coming from there. And 2, like, if you're not directly in Nashville or around one of the major cities, it's kind of redneck.
Whoop whoop.
Weep weep.
I took the next coal mission, sold it all off.
Nice. Wait, no, I already had that selected, so we took it again.
Got a shit ton of dirt.
Yeah, you can sell that for, like I said, I can actually. So if you want to take out that sell point, that storage unit and put a sell point, we can actually filter all the dirt that we go through, and we can profit off that. And now that I'm saying it, I should probably just do that.